What they don't tell you about manifestation. In this video, I'm gonna share a powerful story with you. A man, a business owner, an entrepreneur who transformed his life and his business from one place and into something that had been calling for him for years. And it's a true story. It was a client of mine. I was his mentor. In 3 months, he transformed. Now, before I share this story, a powerful breakthrough story, let's take a little moment to understand what manifestation actually means. And why do I want to do this? Because I saw some comments and also people asked me, and I think that there might be a lot of people still who thinks that manifesting something is just about sitting and meditating and everything will show up. Like the new house will just show up. The 1 million in the bank account will just show up. And maybe you want that. I would love that. But the fact is that I'm still working on it and I'm sharing my learnings here, but I think still from my experience and from the plus 100 entrepreneurs, business owners that I work with and help on their journey, they did have to do something for their dreams to come true, for their desires to become true. So I looked it up and I want to share this with you. Manifestation. The word manifestation comes from the Latin manifestere, to make clear, to bring into the open. And true manifestation is when the unseen becomes seen, when energy takes form, when thought, emotion, and action align so fully that your reality shifts. And that's exactly what happened to this client of mine some years ago. And I was reminded about this story and I really felt like sharing it, but I want to take it together with the fact that this client, I will tell his story in a moment, but he had this desire. I've been speaking about desire in the latest videos. He had this desire, he had like this calling that something better was waiting for him. I actually found an interview I did with him. So in a moment I'm going to share some of the things that he is sharing in the video, the before and after our working together. I just want to make clear, and that was the topic and the headline of this video, that this is what most people are not telling you about manifestation. Manifestation is when it all aligns and energy takes form. And actually I had an idea about quantum manifestation also. I'm going to bring that into the story here. So this story, when I first spoke with this guy, he was a seasoned entrepreneur. He had like 15 years with his business. He had a team of 20 people, solid foundation. He worked hard. And I'm just gonna find the note here, because he told me in the interview and also on our first call that he worked hard, too many hours. And I guess many business owners can relate to this. Now the next thing is, he didn't feel he had control of the time, or he managed the time, not for himself, not for the people in his office, and not for the people working on the street for him, out serving customers. And he had a lot of people, customers, who didn't pay the bills on time or at all. So he was frustrated, and that's together with the cash flow thing. He didn't have enough cash. And the last thing that he told me was that even though he worked so hard and he had this great business, he didn't earn enough money. So that was kind of the status when I spoke with him first time and when we went into the coaching relationship. Now, he also told me that he really felt, this is very important, that something else was calling for him. On the outside, he looked very successful. On the inside, something was missing. He told me he wasn't where, he believed, he had this feeling that he wasn't where he was meant to be. So, this is where quantum comes in. So let me put this in here. I had this thought about quantum, because what about this? First of all, he had this feeling or experience for some time. I speak about this all the time. So when things are not as you want them to be in your life, this could be very good, because out of this comes a desire. I don't like this, therefore I want this. Desire. And that's a good thing. And the second thing about this is, that's the quantum thing. What if we're getting more and more clear on quantum in the world we live in now, and we will learn a lot the coming years because of quantum computing. What if there actually is another version of this guy calling to him, whispering to his soul, saying, come on over here. There's something better waiting for you. So the desire could be that too. I'm just playing with this. All right. So that's where he was when we started. Now, here's where we agreed on 3 months. That was the thing. That was the arrangement. And we worked together for 3 months. And I enjoyed working with him. And that was both ways. We did a great interview together. The 3 months was energetically. It was mindset, emotional, energetically. And it was strategic business stuff. Practical stuff. So, if I share this very shortly, it was kind of like we activated that version of him that was calling for him. I don't know if this makes sense, but we activated that version. He was here, he wanted to go over here, or this version of him called him. So how did he come from here to here? That was what we activated during those 3 months. So what was the results? What was the results? So let me just find the notes here from the interview. First of all, very quickly, and this has been holding for him for years, very quickly we got, because this is an important thing, we got his cash flow in control. So he got more cash in than he actually had for years. Some simple systems and strategies, including following up with customers who didn't pay. The next thing we did was we implemented some now this was before AI, but we implemented some very, very effective, simple strategies, systemizing his business, and that helped him so much. He got clear. I speak about this again and again. He got clear on his vision for the company, more clear than he might have ever been. So that version of him, or the desire calling for him to be expressed, we put gasoline on that fire by him becoming so clear and turned on by his vision. We implemented a very, very, how to say this in English, some for his business, for his team, some value description, some points. So we went through all of this. He went through this with his team. So his team got on fire too. And remember, I'm speaking about manifestation because he manifested something that's been calling for him for so long time. And I'm going to share a little bit about that too. But it didn't come out of the blue. He had to take some action. But I also know from when we spoke in the interview that the few steps of action and commitment that he took compared to all of those years where he just felt he struggled and worked hard and didn't manifest his dream life, those few in a very small time frame, few steps, little action, but still he took action and he accomplished so much. He manifested so much in that little period of time. So he also got clear on the customers that he wanted to work on. And here's the thing, again, getting clear on it, it means he decided, and remember, decide comes from the Latin word decidere, which means cut off. So when we make a decision, we cut off all the other opportunities, which makes us very powerful because we are not getting distracted left and right and back and forward. We are going one way, and that's the way that we decided. His vision, decision. His dream customers was a decision. So he got clear on that. We worked on that. He implemented the right things. And like magic, because he described it like that, he even said goodbye to customers. We had talks about that. He said goodbye to customers that he's worked with for so long because it didn't make sense anymore for his company to do this. He wanted to go in another direction. And in a nice way, and he helped those customers to find new businesses that could help them. And it was kind of like the new customers, they just came to him. The ones that he decided and he got clear on and his desire was around, which combine all of these things, it gave him so much energy. It gave his team so much energy. Power. So, also, let's find some more things here. He also told that he got his day. He didn't manage time before, but he got his day and his week systemized, so he was in control of his time, and also he helped his team with this from his learning. Quite simple stuff, but it's not that simple when doing the same thing for years. And it suddenly changed his whole life because now he had time and energy when coming home from work to his family. He was a daddy also, a husband and a daddy. So some small stuff, of course, he had to take action and implement the stuff. So the whole company in a very short time, after so many years, got restructured. But it was kind of like it was the version, the desire of the company that had been calling for him for so many years. He'd stepped into that version as a leader, as an entrepreneur, but also with his company. So he had one, I'm just looking at the notes again here, he had one case with a customer where they couldn't, and that has been going on for years, they couldn't really solve it because the customer was not satisfied. He tried to do his stuff, but none of them were satisfied. And he brought that up on one of our sessions, and my job is to kind of like, from my experience and also figuring out where he is and trying to do my best not to put the solution into customers, but let it come from them, from clients. So He came up with a solution from one of our sessions, from here, not from here, from his heart, not from his thinking. And that solution he brought to his customer, who he had been in fight with, and they agreed. In one meeting, his customer came from here too, because my client came from here with the solution. Customer felt that, and they agreed. They agreed. And that, all of that negative energy, all of that stress, I'm a little passionate about this, all of that stress, everything dissolved. So he could let go of this case, which taken him years, with mind and all his system being stressed about it, and probably also the customer too. And he could put that energy into his new vision for himself, for his team, for his company. It's amazing, right? And this is manifestation big time. But remember what I said in the beginning. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, energy, and action, it all aligns, putting the energy from inside into the outside world. That's a perfect example of that. Now, also, he broke his record for revenue on a monthly basis. It was a record that was, let me see here, it was a year-old record. He broke it within those 3 months. And all the other stuff, he outperformed his old revenue record, sales record for the whole team, for the whole company. And also, let's see here, the whole budget for his year, he reached that only, I think it was in month number 5 or something. And that was the first time in all of the company's history. And as I mentioned in the beginning, he became one of the fastest growing companies. Also, he got the biggest sales order in the history of the company within those 3 months. And again, we had the ping pong on our sessions. And I do believe that most of the thing from what happened there, the manifestation of his dream life, his dream team, his dream company, his dream clients, customers, was him transforming into his desire, becoming that version of himself. I hope this makes sense. It's powerful stuff. It's powerful stuff. For me, what I wanted to share here was what I was saying in the beginning. So I'm just going to say that again. I'm going to find my notes here. I'm just going to say that again. True manifestation is when the unseen becomes seen, when energy takes form, when thought, emotion, and action align so fully that your reality shifts. And that's exactly what happened for him. So big salute once again for him. And so if you are wondering what manifestation really is, it's this. I know I'm sharing this again and again and again, but it's so powerful stuff. It starts with some kind of like a feeling, a quiet knowing, a whisper inside that says something like you're meant for more, or this is the next step. Not up here, but something inside. That was what happened for him. And when you say yes to this calling, aligning your energy, your actions, your belief, reality begins to respond. I've shared this from Neville Goddard's. Get into your I am mode and then inject the desire in your consciousness and let the desire express itself in reality. You becoming in your consciousness that version of yourself. Reality begins to respond. So, I was, as always, looking forward to share this with you, and I hope you love listening and learning from this as much as I love sharing it with you. And also one powerful message for this video. There's a lot going on here. And I decided for the first time in years actually to take in a client, someone who resonates with this message in this video. So probably someone who is a business owner or a leader, and probably someone who is experienced, has a team, has a company, has sales, but has the same urge or feeling or whispering or calling inside of them or you that there is something else calling. And that's the calling that I'm having right now, to serve, to support one person to transform into that version of him or her. And I mean transform, to manifest that life that is calling, that business, that team, those customers that are calling for you. Now, if this is something for you and you want to have a talk about this, it's only going to be for one person, and it's going to be a one-on-one. If this is something for you and it's a paid, something maybe like the 3 months, I don't know, we'll figure out. But you can do two things. You can write me in the comments of this video. Just say chat about transformation or something like that. Or I'll put my email below this video. I normally don't do this, but you can just communicate directly with me via my email and let me know a little bit more about your situation. Like I said in this video, where are you right now and what is it that you feel is calling for you? And I'll see what happens. We take it from there. For me, the thing is to find the match where I can support, like I've been doing with this client of mine that I shared in this video. So I'll put the link below to my email also. So I wanted to share with you, I'm just going to finish it off now. That was the whole thing from the headline of this video. It was what they don't tell you about manifestation. And my point is, again, that something can happen really fast. It happened for me so many times, and I've helped plus 100 experienced entrepreneurs doing the same thing, and thousands of people on my seminars. But the thing is also, there's one word from the word of manifestation. It's also action. So putting in the action, align thoughts, feelings, beliefs, energy, and action also. I'm not speaking about tough work, stress, and all of these things. I'm speaking about putting our back to those things and look in the direction of the life that is calling for you, for me, for us on our journey here. And it's passion and energy, pure, that's coming here. So, right, I'll see you in the next one, and lots of love.